Hi everyone and welcome to the Uncomplicated Podcast. Today's topic is something that happens a lot in this digital world called online bullying. A lot of us have experienced that, comments and so on. How do we cope with online hate? How do we rebuild our life after the storm? And joining us is someone who has faced this firsthand, Ateeqah.
Hi.
Ateeqah, thank you for being with
The
us
fa-
today.
The face of online bullying.
Ateeqah, we're so happy to have you back
Thanks for
with
having me.
us for another episode. And I think this episode is going to be, I would say, deep in terms of deep conversations that we're going to have because I think this is something that you went through before.
Yeah.
Now, before we go into that, maybe perhaps you would like to, introduce yourself to the listeners and also tell us more about the backstory of it.
Hi, my name is Ateeqah and I'm an online kidding. So back during COVID days, we were just gonna jump to the story here.
Yeah.
So back into COVID days, I have always been in the enrichment program industry. Okay, before clinic, before Mr. Learning. So I've always been an enrichment teacher. I teach music, I teach dance, I teach acting. So during COVID time, I remember when tuition and enrichment have to close first. We were the first to be told to close. And my husband was also teaching DJ in enrichment class. So the two of us were out of jobs. And I remember at that time, I did want to start baking because I was into like baking bread and, brownies. And we were so into it. And I was like, okay, you know what? I want to make like a few brownies to sell to just cover for this COVID. I mean, at that time, we didn't know it's going to be very long. We thought like, just for this period, 1 month. So I was playing a lot of, how to bake brownies before that. So I was like, we found the perfect recipe. I want to sell this. Let's sell this, and at that time, before that, I've always been an advocate for home-based business. Like, if you actually look my posts like before COVID, I post so much. I actually advertise and promote so much home-based businesses. Some are paid, but most are not. Okay, of course I'm like, yeah, just come, like, just do it. So I feel like when the minute they say, home-based business close, I was like, wait, so can or cannot? Because I asked certain friends of mine and they were like, I'm certified with SFA, so I can sell. Oh, this one I am under this SMCCI, so I can sell. But then some said actually cannot. So it's like, so that's when I go like, wait, I know that I have to get food license to do home-based business. But if I get all these other license, then I can sell during COVID, is it? So I was trying to find something, and at the same time, other home-based businesses also was asking me, because we were like on IG story, like, hey, can sell or cannot sell? Like, what is going on? So we were discussing, and certain home-based business that I promote for free, they are really from low-income families. And one story, one of them is actually a grandma and a child. So the child doesn't have any parents anymore. So it's only the grandma and her. And at that time, that girl was still like Sec 1 or Sec 2, like lower secondary. And I remember so she helped with like promoting on social media for the mom, for the grandma, while the grandma cook masak, And they don't know what to do. And they were being given a warning already for selling. Because I think the neighbours complain.
Yeah.
COVID, tapi why this one every time, still sell like barang-barang, because they put the barang-barang outside the house so that the delivery driver can take, So I remember she was like, Kak, can you help? Like my grandmother kena complain, kita kena warning, like what's going on. So I was like, oh. So I researched and I found out. And then I remember I called Singapore Food Agency. I called a lot. I even called the COVID crisis hotline, like what to do. And everyone divert me here, divert me there, until I found HDB. So HDB, I called the operator. We're talking about operator level. This is very important in the story. Operator level. So I said, hey, like, can or cannot? Because this is what's happened. Or cannot. If not, you get fined. I think like 7,000 or something, which is a huge cost for home-based business. Yeah, 7,000. So they said, don't do, cannot. As of many days before that, cannot already. So I was like, okay, hold on. I call certain people that I know, and one of them had like a central kitchen in Yishun, something like that. Yishun got industrial, is it? Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe what we can do is let's find a loophole or something whereby if I can get the central kitchen, and every home-based business, you rotate, you pick a schedule, you do your work, you do your prep and cook there, and then you send out for deliveries. So that's not home-based, what? In central kitchen, you can still do what? So I was trying to find ways to do this and how to they can apply to get central kitchen license lah, what lah. So I was trying to work this out. But then I see that some people are still messaging me like, can you promote my business? Can you promote my business? Because my home-based business, is affected. Can you help promote to make sure to tell them that we are open? But then I said, I cannot do that. If I do that, authorities see that you are open, you will get fined. Just like how the nenek get the warning. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let's post a video out first to say stop selling first.
Right.
So it was supposed to be a 3-part series, you know? So I was like, okay, stop selling first. But I didn't want to alarm anybody. So I focused more on the COVID, which is true. Like during that time, I mean, COVID now is like nothing. It's like you get a flu. But during that time, people die from COVID.
Yeah.
And the healthcare workers were truly sacrificing their life, trying to, help those that are there. It was a real deal. Like the cases were crazy. Like thousands and thousands of people are affected every day. Like I don't know if you remember at that time. I remember coming into like the supermarket. It was so packed, but it was so quiet. Everyone's like, it felt like an apocalypse though. I remember being in that situation. So in my head, I remember it was really that. It was really serious. So I was like, guys, don't do first, because of like safety reason and hygiene reason. This is what happened. Like, the thing is, I always, every time when there's an issue, I always come up with content and of what happened. But I come up with the content on like, okay, these are the data and facts. Okay, and I'm coming from 2 angles. So I present the data and facts of my call. So I even told the customer service officer, hey, I'm recording this. Is it okay if I post online? She's like, yeah, I can. Tell all your friends. I don't sell first. So I post that video of my recording. Of course, I have to edit lah. It's a very long conversation, right? So I cut it. And then at the end, I said, okay, so not yet, but hold on first. We have more things coming up. So I post that one. And within first few minutes, there was like, few hours, there was about 2,000 people only view. 2,000, which is not a lot for my followers. 2,000 views, but about 60 plus comment. It was a mixed comment. And some people were like, why do you call them? Now they know we do home-based business, and now we all kena. Like, why you call? Like, I was whistleblowing. So I post up another video actually after that, giving the full recording of the video. And I said, look, I don't call to whistleblow. I only call to us, right? And then somebody's like, oh, whatever explanation you give, I don't want to listen. Because you call and it's a problem. Because you post it on social media, it's a problem. I'm like, you guys commenting on my post, screen recording my video, and sharing it with your friends, that's when the attention starts to come. I'm just posting on mine, and after that 2,000 views, when I saw people were not happy, I bring it down, and then it was fine. Like I bring it down. Like somebody commented like that, I tried to explain, then they still not happy, so I just bring down both. I said, I'm sorry, I'll bring down both, and I saw that there wasn't even like more than 100 likes, something like that, 2,000 views only. So not much shares, also like less than 100 shares. So I was like, okay, still can control, right? I take it down. And then at night, I was playing with my kids, and then I got a call from one of our artist mentor who called me. Ateeqah, apasal? Sabang? Tak, semua tengah condemn Ika, apasal ni? So I went over, apparently it's on Facebook. Somebody screen recorded. I know who that person is. Somebody screen recorded, posted on this home-based business entrepreneur group. But the thing is, she didn't record fully. She sort of record like halfway through. So it looks like I'm just telling people stop talking and then I call. Like it doesn't look that nice lah. It can be perceived the wrong way. If you really are angry, you may perceive it the wrong way. Then all of them start to share and all kat Facebook is and then that's how it blew up. And then people start to, like, people are angry and they start to attack me. So I was like, wait, what is going on? All I know was, and then at that time, I was already suffering from depression and anxiety. So my anxiety was a bit through the roof a bit because I saw there was also photos of my son being shared that's not on my page. Other people's page, they share the photos. And that was the first time ever I got hate comments. I don't get hate comments. Maybe they talk behind my back, but I won't know. But like I never get hate comments. So I don't know how to I don't know how to handle it. So I start to get panic attack and I was like, I shut down. I truly shut down. And my son was in front of me and he was still a toddler. I was like, so what do I do? And then my husband's like, then close your Instagram account. So I was like, I don't know what to do with my phone. I passed my phone to my husband. My husband closed all Instagram account, Facebook, everything closed. So we went like radio silent the entire day. But then throughout the entire time, like our family would WhatsApp us like, hey, this is what's been happening. We were getting real death threats.
Ooh.
Like people want to throw acid in my face. People want to send things to my house. People exposing my address, my parents' address, my kids' faces, everything out in the open. Like, guys, this is the person. Like, we were scared shitless. Like, we were really scared for our life. And it was during COVID whereby I cannot run away somewhere. I have to stay at home. And people know my address. So throughout the entire time, and it was during fasting month, yeah, mind you.
Yeah.
During this whole fasting month, it happened. So we were like, what are we supposed to do? So that 1 week, we were at home. We switch off all lights. Imagine all curtains closed, all doors closed. We lock and put something in front of the door. Like we are really like, any knocks, any calls, we really like it. We were like we cannot sleep. Every noise that comes around our house, we were like, what's that? So, and then we hide in the room most of the time because it's further away from the main corridor. Like that was us the entire Ramadan. We were so scared. On top of that, I have a toddler, so I have to go like, hi, everything's fine. But I was, to a point where I was like, I was so out that I had this thing called character disassociation. So apparently, I can't remember what happened. Something like I remembered shouting. Now I remembered shouting so much. I was just watching TV, and suddenly like I start to like just shout and all, and like I was saying like, oh, like aku tak telefon, aku tak pauto lah. Like I was like shouting like that. It was so unlike me. My husband thought like I was being possessed. Like he was like trying to like, hey, look at me, what's your name? Like, he was doing that. He didn't know what to do. He called my mom, my sister. And then the police got involved because the police were on the case as well, trying to figure out like who's been doxing me and stuff. And then the ambulance came, took me away. At Changi Hospital, I was shouting at everybody. I'm like, hey, you Malay, right? I never call, like I was doing that.
Oh.
Yeah. And at that time, I don't remember any of it. Like I really didn't. And then so I was on medication, and I see a psychologist. The one that give medicine is psychiatrist. I would get confused these two. So yeah, I see a psychiatrist, and then suddenly like as I speak to like certain people who were there, and then it started to come back to me like, oh my God, I did that. It was like my inner like feelings are like coming out, but like I shut my body down to just let my inner devil like come out and just like
Just want to have a voice.
Just want to have a voice.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I had it in me. So throughout the entire time I was on medication, and it was a very good medication, guys. Like most of the time just like this, like shook. Really very shook. But you cannot feel, like I cannot feel my fingers. Like it's like that. So I was on that medication, and during that time, whatever things come, right, and how I respond is all written for me. Like, be it like my sister or my sister-in-law, my husband, like they try to do it for me. So all I need to do was like just go in front of the live and go like, and just read off. Because I'm on medication. Like I cannot think. I'm just like, I'm really just shut off. Like I know like things are happening. But it's those things whereby like, I'm supposed to be panicking. But I don't want to. I'm just like that. It was a very shock medication, but yeah.
You were in the hospital?
By that time, already out.
Okay.
So like any interviews that I did during that time, any videos that I saw during that time, if you actually scroll through and see, you can see my eyes is so stoned out. Like my eyes is so stoned out. So I remember like when that video I made a statement video. I was so stoned out, right? I was just reading. And people were like, oh, she's reading from this. Oh, see, she's smiling. I have no recollection of what happened. Like, I don't. Yeah.
Oh. And so, I mean, I didn't know that the impact on your mental was so
It was so
significant.
bad, yes.
And how long did you have to struggle with this?
Yeah.
Very long. Actually, no. Not that long. Because, 2020, at the start of 2020, I was already panicking. I don't know what to do financially for ourselves. And then Saga happened. After the Saga, there was this 1 week where I'm just happy because I was pregnant with my second child. And then after that, my husband got cancer. So like, I feel like my grieving for the Saga got short-lived because I was just busy with my husband's, like condition. So it was like back to back, 2020, 2021 is like that. Then 2022, like there was a lot of things happening. Like 2025, like now, alhamdulillah, like today, I'm happy. I feel like I'm stronger, and I can do better. But at that time, it was bad. But then like it's those things whereby like I feel that Saga have to happen because now that my husband's like in this shit, which is way worse than the Saga itself, I feel I can handle it. I'm stronger now. Like I know now why that happened. Like that's how I feel.
Understand. But at the point of time when it happened, definitely it hit you.
Oh my God, yeah. I remember the night when it happened, and then went to sleep. The next day I woke up. I was like, did that really just happen? I was like, what the happened? Like I was like trying to absorb, It was so bad. I tried to, some of my friends who asked, or some of them who know my number would ask like, hey, what happened? Hey, people are angry at you, you okay? So I would say things like, hey, I'm okay. Like, I just don't want to talk much about it because it's Ramadan. It's the holy month. I want everyone to just focus on Ramadan and not on me. So I'm not going to come out with any statement. Somehow that one got screenshot. And it was placed on Facebook or Instagram going like, you see, she's trying to make it very holy, like, about this Ramadan. Like suddenly somehow it backfires. A newspaper article came out on Berita Harian. The day after that happened, the newspaper article came out. So of course, newspaper article, right, you will put the date that you published it.
Yeah.
So the headline, the date you are published, and then your story. And in that story, it has placed there since this date, which is before I make this call to this operator. It's already that in HVB cannot sell. Then people take that article, screenshot, put it on social media, circle the published date, and go, see, because of her, that's why cancel. See the date that is cancelled.
Oh.
There is the published date. And I'm like, you know what? People are just angry. People are angry. People are scared because it's a pandemic time. They don't know what to do. They need an outlet to vent to. If I have to be the scapegoat, then so be it, no. I don't have social media. I switch on my social media anyway. Let them go on a rampage. Let them. But then I realized that the minute I switch on my social media, there's no way for them to actually attack me. So what do? They attack my friends. They attack my family.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. My friend who is in Germany, in Vienna, she got attacked for no bloody reason, just because she's my friend.
Yeah, what happened to her?
Like people are like commenting on her posts and all, like criticizing her and all, like talking about her looks and everything. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. It was like that. It was that bad. Like it really spilled off everywhere. Then like that's when I have artists friends, colleagues who don't want to associate with me. So that's when I start having people who turn their back instead.
Oh no.
Or that's when I see people, like even relatives, who uses me to ride on that train
Oh no.
to get themselves on social media and promote, you know. And I've seen a lot, like it got nothing to do with you, but you use you use me to, you know, put out your content. And it's really, I find that disgusting lah, for the lack of better words. So that's how I'm like, okay, everyone else is riding on this, and the narrative, it gets worse. Like the narrative was so bad after that that somehow if you Google Ateeqah Mazlan net worth, people's Google Ateeqah Mazlan net worth. I don't even know how to Google Ateeqah. I don't even Google Ateeqah Mazlan, but Ateeqah Mazlan net worth.
Okay.
At that time, there was like few $1 million.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, guys. Like, I also was like, wow, is it like I have inheritance I don't know about? Like,
Wow.
and people screenshot and go like, sebab tu lah, she like that because she's very rich. She's a privileged person. She doesn't know what she's talking about, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she's an actor, of course. And then there's this being whereby like, oh, she's an actor, so she should know the responsibility of being, you know, a personality, a profile, a public profile, to not say such things. But then there's this half person that go like, I don't know her. She's celebrity. What celebrity? And I'm like, y'all figure out, I'm celebrity or not? Like, y'all figure it out now. Y'all cannot, you know, take two sides like that. It was very bad. And I realized that the narrative was going so way off, and I wasn't able to control it. So then I was like, I need to come out. I need to come out somewhere. They have to channel that anger to my channel. I don't want people around me getting hurt. So I turned back on my Instagram after I hide all my kids' faces. And then I said, I come up with a statement that was written for me, and I read it. And of course, people would hate, you know, whatever I say. I can even say Apple, and they go like, you know, Ateeqah say Apple, like what the heck? Like, you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I just say whatever statement is there while stoned out, and that's it, done. And I stopped touching it. And yeah, like I lost a lot of brand deals. I was on ambassadorship for a few brands. I lost it. We were running on $0 for the first 3/4 of 2020. But you know how we get by? We have great circles. Even though there are some that, you know, that turn their backs on us, I have people that I don't even know were this close to me, sending food over, sending groceries over. Like, that's how we get by. And so I see that as a blessing more than it is a curse, you know?
2020 was definitely the year where things, like what you say, a lot of things happened. And actually, when the incident happened to you, the saga happened, I was in the loop because it's everywhere, right? Were you in the loop?
I mean, I know what's going on.
So, but
Baby, you all don't know.
But I was telling Ateeqah, I'm someone with a lot of opinions, but I just keep my opinions to myself.
because now that I'm hearing this, and I actually understand that it actually came from a positive angle.
Yeah.
You wanted to do something to help the community.
Yeah.
But then because social media, people always perceive it wrongly.
Yeah.
They would like to sneak whatever.
I mean, they are angry, understand, you know, doing
Yeah.
that.
It's like when I say, hey guys, don't study. They will just take don't study. And then after that, they post.
Yeah,
I say don't study. Everybody will be angry with me,
Yeah.
right? So this happened. And it's unfortunate it happens to you. Now, I just want to add on to my story because at the point of time, my parents were affected in terms of job. My father was retrenched. And then my mom had to sell ipok-ipok at home. So I wasn't married yet. So I was helping her doing ipok-ipok. And then that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what? we had to stop doing a report.
Yeah.
So we were affected.
Mm.
And as a normal netizen,
Yeah, you're angry.
I was angry.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
angry. And then, of course, hearing your name, I was like, why did you do this? And I didn't know the whole story.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a full video.
Yeah.
What I heard was from what was there. And someone, Ateeqah
Yeah. And then
was
the narrative like spread out to
narrative.
yeah.
So it becomes a heated conversation.
Yeah.
And it took us time to eventually, maybe slowly. Oh, okay. So what happened was, I think eventually our former president stepped in.
Yeah.
And then she announced that, okay, HBB can now operate
Yeah,
as
yeah.
normal. That actually helped.
Yeah.
Allow
There
all
was
of us
there was a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel. Like
Yeah.
somehow this thing happened, and then government's like, oh, okay, I would, yeah.
Correct. Actually, when you say that, it happens, it's not a curse, but it's a blessing, I would agree.
Yeah.
Because if it had not happened, I don't think the government would have stepped in
Yeah.
to do the
Yeah.
HBB.
People will
ruling.
still get warning letter. There'll be a lot of
Exactly.
HBBs getting fined.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I know what mistake I did. Maybe the conversation should not have started, or maybe but if you at that time, I think like a year after it happened, I went for an interview podcast, and I remember saying, I apologize for bringing that message out. But now I look back, I'm like, no, the message has to go out.
Yeah.
Even if it means that I have to be the scapegoat, then it has to go out. Because just think about it, right? For a personality, a celebrity, or whatever you call, who promote home-based business, that means a lot of my followers are home-based business owners, right? Why would I video myself calling and whistleblow on you guys and put it on my social media? Why would I do that? If I want to whistleblow, I do it quietly. I don't do it on social media. That's one, right? I'm not that stupid, guys. Like, legit, I'm not that stupid. Two, how is my call with a customer service officer ends up very fast, the rules is implemented?
Right.
It doesn't make sense. I have this conversation, somebody on Twitter was like talking. And the thing is, at that time, there were so many, what is it called? Like, ghost account.
Yeah.
Ghost
okay.
account, right? So there's this, I managed to, I just opened one time. I saw on Twitter, this person is a real account. I DM him, I said, hey, I'm sorry that, if I cause you a lot of trouble, like, are you a home-based business? Like, what? She's like, oh, no, I'm not a home-based business. And I'm like, okay, but you seem very angry with me. Like, do you want to tell me what's going on so I can, try and have conversation with you? He was like, oh, you whistleblow on me. What kind of community, like, if you're a Malay community and you do this to us, like, how can you makan Melayu, like, stuff like that. So I said, have you seen the video? He's like, no. So I said, okay, I'm sure the video's online. Can you point out at the timeline on when really that I whistleblow? Like, really, I call and go like, hey, you know what, do you still sell? Well, you better tell them, tell me where. He gave me that timeline. I said, what exactly did I say in that timeline? He's like, oh, you asked whether we can still sell or not. I'm like, is that whistleblowing? No. And then he's like, oh. And he was like, and he apologized. He was like, I'm sorry. At that time, I was just very angry that what I see is what I want to perceive, right? It's confirmation bias. So I managed to have a few conversations with everyone. And just recently, I went to an event, and this event I co-organized with a friend. And this event, because now, like, everybody's into bazaar, right? And there's also this whole saga about bazaar being expensive, food expensive, blah, blah, blah. And then the support local thing. So me and my friend, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. I wanted to do a bazaar where it's all home-based business coming in, but you sell packed food. But we get the right, authorities and the permits that's needed. So we did that. And there were a lot of home-based business. I was scared shitless, okay, during that whole entire event. What if all these people actually hate me? Because I still get called out. I still get attacked up till this day.
Oh, wow.
There are still a lot of people who hate me. And it's fine. It's okay. I don't care. But yeah, so one of them came to me and said, I want to talk to you. I've been wanting to talk to you. I want to apologize for what happened. Like, I'm one of those that were angry. I'm one of those that said hurtful things to you. I want to apologize because I don't want later in the afterlife, I have to look for you to apologize. And I said, to be honest, I've forgiven everyone. Everyone. I've forgiven everyone. Whoever that got charged, I've forgiven them, and I put the narrative. And the thing is, the reason why I forgive them is because I know that they are angry and they must be stressed out. You know, so it's fine. So which is why like it doesn't bother me that much.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So I'm wondering, you know, for there might be listeners out there who maybe not at your level, but also have been exposed to online bullying or have that struggles as well. You know, what would some of your coping strategies or, you know, what was helpful for you that maybe people can apply when they are also facing like online bullying, for example?
I think accepting and grieving is first part first. I was trying out many different ways. Like, I mean, praying is one, and then breath work lah, meditation lah. I was doing a lot of that, but it wasn't helping me out. Then that's when I realized, because I was suppressing this sadness, this anger, this worry, like I was really suppressing it inside. So I realized that after I did whatever that I was shouting and everything, after I did that, right, that's when I realized, you know what, you have to acknowledge this happened. Okay? And I'm the kind of person, like, I like to step back from the whole situation or conversation that I'm in. I step back and go like, okay, wait, where did I go wrong? Is there something that I can work with? So I reflect back first. Is there something that I can do better? Yes, of course. The way I present it could be better, maybe. The way I curate this thing could be better. The way I handle the dispute after could be better. So these are the things that I acknowledge. And I apologize for that. But after you apologize and acknowledge, right, for the wrong that you did, not for the wrong that you don't do that. That's gaslighting. Don't. So after you do that, and if people still hate on you, then you need to start thinking, actually, it's not your problem, it's their problem. It's them. If they still want to be angry, and you are the scapegoat for them to be angry, just let them be. They need it. Kesiankan dorang, you know, like I always say that. Maybe they need it. You don't have to hate on them. You don't have to go like, oh, you know, like, you're not my time. Like, no, you don't have to do that. Like, when you say accept, it's really like, are you angry? You want to be mad at me? Yeah, okay, I understand you're angry. Just be mad at me, it's okay. It's like that. So I've come to a point, but I'm really like that now. So that's why I say, like, I think I put it on thread just yesterday. I learned that people already have this prejudgment of you. And when people have this prejudgment of you, whatever you say, it will come off the wrong way. So don't give the time and energy for it. Just move forward. Just keep yourself in check. Make sure am I doing this right? Am I doing it, correctly? If I don't, acknowledge it, apologize if you need to, but then move forward. Like, that's it. We are human. We make mistakes. That's just what it is. I realized, like, and the thing is, like, I feel like my saga was the start of a cancel culture. It was like so huge that Malaysia knows about it, Indonesia knows about it. I mean, my friend in Vienna knows about it, like, it was that huge, like, the whole cancel culture, that after that comes with the end. Dah macam very mal tau. Macam, I think, like, because people start to see macam that human, like, the way they talk, right? Because there were some people who were so angry at me at first, but after seeing how I got attacked, right, they were like, hey, guys, chill lah.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk like that to her. Like, why? Like, dude, it's Ramadan. Like, calm down. Watch your tongue. Like, from then onwards, that's when I realized now, like, even now, like, there's this whole saga, the bazaar, kunafa thing happening, right? A lot more people, like those that are in my follower circle, are positive. They were like, nak makan, nak makan tak payah. Don't have to say. And I love that. Where was that during that time? Like, don't have, but you get what I mean? Like, so I'm that's how I feel. Like, I feel like maybe this saga have to happen. Maybe I am the scapegoat. It's okay. because it makes everyone learn, everyone knows what's going on. I also become stronger. Like there's so many blessing in disguise that's happening at the same time. So I don't see it as a curse, which is why I'm happily talking about it today. Yeah.
Right. But I guess it takes a lot of mental shift
Yeah.
to have that.
Oh yeah, of
Because
course.
if you don't have the resilience, you just fall flat.
It is. There were so many times I've always had suicidal thoughts since I was in secondary school. Something that I'm okay to talk about now. There were so many times where my intrusive thoughts become something whereby like, hey, let's just do it. Like, like sometimes, like there's this devil in you. Sometimes you're at the higher, right? And you're like, eh, macam nak terjun. Like that kind of vertigo feeling, like, oh, I want to jump. Like, my thoughts is like, oh, I want to jump. You know what? Shall we do it? And then I start to plan out and map out. Like, I look around, oh, there's some security there. Oh, the ledge is there. Oh, this is what I can do. My thoughts go that deep.
So with the saga, it became even more intense.
Yeah. I have so many letters that I wrote to people whereby I wrote and go like, my death is on you. Like, my suicide was not of the fact that I cannot take it, I want to die. No, my death of suicide was more like a revenge. You, this person's name, this person's username, you guys are the reason why I die. And you guys, and I'm not going to apologize, you guys are going to hold it to the day you die. Like, it was like that kind of revenge. During that time, I was really that angry. And I was planning, and I remember I told myself on my birthday, I'm going to kill myself. I even set a reminder on IG story. I posted. I just posted. I said something like, it's the end. I posted. I already planned out how I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend a good birthday with my family. And at the end, I'm just going to go up and I'm just going to jump down. And I know exactly which ledge. When you jump, for sure you will die instead of like just suffering broken bones. Like, I know which area. Like, it was like that. I already planned out. Yeah, it was like that intense.
Okay.
But I got pregnant.
It was, again, a blessing.
A saving grace.
Yeah, a saving grace.
And that's when, and I got pregnant and my husband got cancer. And it shifted my perspective. Like, I think like,
Wow.
I have to. I cannot go with my plan of killing myself. What if my husband cannot make it? What happens to my kids? And I can't commit suicide with a baby inside me. That's not fair. So these things, like, I was really battling myself a lot. There were, throughout 2020, the second half of 2020 to 2021, every night, after everyone's on bed, I would sit on the sofa. I would turn on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like, out loud, and just, like, watch, like, macam just, because it's stupid comedy, right? So I just watch that until it consumes me, and I would take a pillow, cover my face, and I would, like, scream the top of my lungs. Like, I would scream and scream and scream and cry until, like, my cats all look at me, like, and they would come to me. Like, that's what I do all the time. Every night is the time that I really just cry and let my brain run wild. But the minute I wake up, I have to go to work every day, right? So I have to.
So where do you? I mean, it was really one after another.
Yep.
It was a huge
Yeah.
uproar. What gave you the strength that to carry on?
You have no choice. You really have no choice. If I were to still be depressed or be on medication while being pregnant with my husband sick, what happened to my son? Who's going to send him to school? Who's going to pick him up? Who's going to play with him? My husband is bedridden. He cannot move. He cannot talk. And I'm on medication. I cannot move. I cannot talk. How's my son going to eat? So these things start spinning my head. And if I keep on taking medication, what will happen to my baby? So all these things comes into play. Like, somehow this mum mode of selflessness switch on. So 2021, it was like, I got no choice. It's either I do or everybody die. I chose to just do. So once everything settled, then I work on myself. Because at that time, my husband was okay. And he started taking care of me after that.
Wow.
So it was just responsibility first.
Yeah.
No really like self-care.
No,
Or
nothing.
whatever, just
I was really
adrenaline,
out.
just
yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Like, I was really screaming at the top of my lungs, like, I'm not even healed. And there was even a moment, right? I'm not even healed. And now I take care of people. And I'm pregnant. Why nobody asked me how's my pregnancy? Why nobody's taking care of me? I don't get feet rubs. I don't get, I follow you to the gynae clinic. Look at baby, happy. I don't get that for my second pregnancy. I don't get like, oh, I feel like eating epok-epok. Okay, abang buy for you. No, tak ada. I don't get that. So can you imagine, like, while still, going through that saga episode, it was madness. But I had really, really great village. My mom, who stayed like the other end of Singapore, came all the way down to the other end of Singapore almost every day with food. People that I don't know were my real close friends just give us diapers. Some even tell me, hey, maybe you should see MP. I didn't even know that there is a meet the MP session because I was never in that spot, right? I met the MP and they helped me out a lot. Like, I remember every month they will give you groceries. That helped me through. And some other home-based businesses that knows my intention, that would, ask me to do, that is my meal for the day. If not, I don't eat. It was like that. We were on $0, zero energy, zero mental capacity. We were really like dead people walking around.
Yeah.
Like, it was really like that. But we have no choice.
Wow.
Our kids need that.
Misconceptions. You are supposed to be worth millions of dollars.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, where? I want it. Where?
Wow. Hearing this just makes me feel. It just makes me feel more. How do I say this? Like, amazed by you.
Oh,
Because
is it a good thing?
it is a good thing.
Oh,
It's a
thank
good
you.
thing. It's a good thing.
Why?
Because it's not easy
It's
to
not.
go through.
It's
I mean, in fact, like 1 or 2 messages or comments on Instagram or Facebook or tweet, whatever lah,
Yeah,
will get you affected. But you receive death threats. You
Yeah.
receive things.
People send parcel of bricks.
Oh.
bricks.
For what?
Don't know.
What?
Yeah.
See, I think this is the problem where like hate fosters more hate.
Yeah.
Thing because I mean I didn't see for therapy, but I have like other people who've come to me for because we were victims of online bullying as well, struggles. And I think part of why that hate happens is because there is that sense of injustice.
Yeah.
But it's hard for you to have that sense of, I say it's unfair to have that sense of injustice when you don't know the full story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because some of those people that come to me for this online bullying and I'm hearing their story, I'm like, okay, I can't go out and say that, guys, these people got bullied because of whatever.
course, yeah.
But I'm like, wow, I can really empathize. I can really struggle. And it's so hard when you have that side of the story, but no one's going to listen to you.
Yeah.
But it makes you wiser. Like, I feel much wiser every time when the narrative comes out and everyone's like, oh, into like this, blah blah. I don't succumb to it. Cheating cases of celebrities or I don't succumb to like just one sided. And in fact, like there was this one time, I think it was 2021. Khloe Kardashian was being bashed at a lot. I actually DM her. like I don't know the story. I don't know what you're going through. Like suddenly I have empathy over people or celebrities or whoever that is being cancelled or being ridiculed for. Because the thing is, everyone's a villain, right? In other people's story, there is some good in them as well, and I want to focus on that. Except for child rapists and all those sexual abuses, I don't. But yeah, so that's why like even things like murder cases, no, not murder cases, homicide, like they accidentally kill someone by accident or something like that. I have so much empathy. I'm like, actually, you go there not to kill. and there's a reason maybe why you do certain things. You know, maybe you are desperate, and I see that and I acknowledge that.
Understand.
Like, I'm not saying that I support your actions, but I see you as human. I see that.
That was your effort in that way to try to get some needs met.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When we're saying that, I remember, when the movie, the Joker movie came out, people were saying that it's so dark, And that time was when my wife was pregnant. Don't let her watch. It's so dark. And I watched it. This is normal, right? Like, I can understand why he became that psychopath, because it was his effort to get people to actually understand him, listen to him, and there might be certain actions that were done to meet certain needs, and in like what you did, you were trying to meet some needs as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and what I would also say sometimes to people out there, it's easy for us to judge people by the outcome. But outcome, hindsight is awesome. But if at that point of time, you did it because this was what you think was the best option, then don't judge yourself or criticize yourself, be too hard on yourself because of what the outcome happened. Because I thought this was the best option.
Yeah, at that time.
At that point of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you learn, and that's how you do better. I mean, now you see, I don't talk about heavy stuff anymore. Everything now is like advertisement on my channel. But yeah, now it gives me a clarity. Like, I learn now, and I focus on how we can help instead of focusing on the problem. It makes me who I am right now. Like, I don't write on people's like saga, or like comment and go like, yeah, you should have done that. Like, you should have done it. I don't. I don't know. I feel like it makes me wiser.
I agree. And I to those people out there, if you see, it's always, I always say this, never believe anything 100% with what you see on social media or what you hear and all that stuff, because everyone has a story to it. We don't know what is the true story that comes out. Sometimes certain, like what you mentioned, if let's say a murder happened, why it happened, what exactly is the story, who is the real culprit, we don't know. So even if you're angry, you're frustrated, online is not the best way to say it out. Maybe the best way is just to keep it to yourself lah.
Have an open discussion, like I do. I have open discussion with my close circle, which is my husband, my sister, my mom.
That's fine.
Yeah, so to just get it out, right? Sometimes you wanna do this justice thing, you wanna feel like you're a hero of something, so then you start to talk, like, have that discussion, find your circle that you can trust, have an open discussion about it, without forcing your opinion down other people's throat.
And I think in the end, what would be a healthy discussion, it would not mean that everyone will have to agree with what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
I think what becomes toxic is when you are really insisting that this is my opinion and why disagree with me.
Yeah, it's only my way and that's it. Like, like, you all have to understand, like, when it comes to video editing, videography, or like, even now, like content creating, how they present, this is an art form and it's a propaganda, right? Actually, the video is not like that. But when you see the video, it looks like as if this person is bad because of the way it is. But maybe if you actually open up, actually it's not. But the way it's being anchored, the way it's being said. So you all talk about propaganda of, like, the righties, but there are also propaganda of the lefties, like, so have to acknowledge that at the same time. I feel like that's how it is.
Never be one-sided in anything.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow, Ateeqah.
Thanks.
It's been an amazing episode.
We overrun.
No. It's good. Love the sharing. And in fact, it actually made us feel more. I feel more like, it teaches me something too. About being kind to others and always to understand everyone has a story to it. And whatever that you went through, I'm glad that you went through it and also overcome it.
Yes.
And I'm actually happy to see you flourishing. And that's more important.
Flourishing? Oh my God.
Yes, you are. So thank you.
Thanks for having
Thank you so much. Yeah, because I think hopefully this also helps to open up our minds. And not saying that we shouldn't have opinion. It's okay to have opinion, but don't let our opinion actually hurt us. It's easy now, you can be an online journalist, online citizen, but by doing that, you also have a responsibility lah. And You know, like what? You know, you might even be responsible for someone's life.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
true. Ateeqah, thank you so much once again.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for watching this episode. We hope that you've gained some things, some insights, and, always try to work on helping one another and becoming a more kind society.
Yes, definitely. You know, and if you are someone who is struggling with online bullying, get help. You know, reach out to the people that are close to you, and to also know that maybe these people who are angry, they may want their sense of justice, but they have their own perspective. They don't know the full story.
Yeah.
And well, for those who are angry, upset, lot of opinion, again, like I said, you have opinion. That's fine, but don't let it hurt others.
So we will be back next week for more self-care and growth. But before that, let's continue to uncomplicate the
They're complicated.